What's going on, guys? We're the Local Play Only podcast. I'm Cam.
I'm Phil.
And I'm Andrew.
And today we're talking about Final Fantasy VII, the new trailer reaction. We're going to go into a little bit of gaming news. We're going to talk about what we did last week, and then we're going to get into our future game swap. So let's just get into it. Well, that was new.
Wow.
Wow. I mean, we couldn't see it, but I can picture it there.
We'll pretend we saw
It was beautiful.
Yeah. Really, we're over just here dancing, but...
A little bit.
So what's going on?
Not much. It's been a pretty quiet week.
Pretty good?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, we're recording on a different day. That's a little weird. It's daylight.
It is daylight.
That's the first for us ever.
I never leave my mom's basement.
There's sun.
Wait, it can't possibly be the first time we recorded in daylight, though.
Not the first time,
We used
but-
to record at 5 during the summer.
Not
Yeah, but down
here.
here, though.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
sure
Since we moved down here, it's
since
always
we
been
moved down
winter.
here. It's been a winty time. Yeah.
That's fair. So our first topic, the Final Fantasy VII trailer, the
Yes.
remake. So we just talked about this a couple weeks ago because it got delayed in our delayed episode.
Yep.
And now they just come out with their new trailer. I don't know if that's maybe like to instill confidence in people.
Are they gonna do a demo? Because I keep
That's
seeing.
what, honestly, I was astonished they didn't announce in the
there's
trailer.
no way though, because it comes out April 10th. I feel like they're not going to do a demo for
You could do a 30-day demo. They could
30
do-
day.
Yeah. Like you get it 30 days before.
I mean, you have 30 days to play.
Well, that could be too. They might get rid of it afterwards.
I think Phil will agree with me too. The best demo I've seen for a game was like the Dragon Quest one.
Yep.
Just like a straight 10 hours of playing. That's a lot of playtime to decide if you like something.
Yeah, I can't remember if there was a demo better than that, but yeah, that's a pretty good one.
That's the best one I can remember.
If we're being honest, like I had a copy of the PlayStation. I ordered the PlayStation 4 copy of
We told
Dragon
you not
Quest.
to.
Well, it was cheap. It was pretty cheap. And then I was like, well, just while I wait, maybe I'll load it up on the Switch and just play the demo for a bit.
Yeah.
And then I got like 8 hours into the demo before the game arrived, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to buy this on Switch now.
This is a Switch game right here.
Yeah.
That's fair. So we just finished a reaction for the video. So we just recorded us watching the video, which is good.
And I didn't know what the hell was going on.
Don't worry.
It's a very
Everyone
different,
else did.
It's a very different thing though, yeah, because like no matter what, like me and Andrew could watch that video like 10 times, but we still, and then we kind of pick up new things each time. Like even watching it this time, I think I found what people were talking about was one of the spoilers.
Yes. Yeah.
But then like you watching it, it's just so much that happens. It goes from like multiple different parts. Like I can tell which is going to be like the last scenes just from the trailer, which is going to be earlier, and then of course what we were all waiting for, the cross-dressing scene.
Yep.
I don't listen. Nothing against it. Nothing against it at all. But I just I don't know why. Like what the hell was
It's
going
related.
on?
Like it is important to the story. It's not just there.
But that was one of the big things when people first, like when the rumors of the remake came out, that was like people's first question.
They're
Was
like, are they going to cut it out?
like how are they going to do the cross-dressing scene
Man.
live action? Like it just like, or not live action, but like high def. Like
And-
it'd just be weird.
In today's day and age, I'm sure that's
Oh, it's probably
Probably.
way more accepted than it was in the 90s.
probably going to do a lot better.
It's true. It's going to have a good crowd behind it.
I hope there's a stupid mini game where you can actually pick what he wears. Like it's not just that.
That's true.
I hope
I like it's the classic trap though in the cutscene where like he's like looking at all the pretty ladies, and then one guy's just like, what did he say? Like disgusting, like cloud.
Yeah.
And then the guy's like, what? And he like,
like,
turns
"What'd you say?"
to him. It's the classic. You see the pretty girl, and then she's got the
the
deep
guy
voice.
at the Honeybee Inn looks kind of like Core the Immortal from 14.
I've just heard a lot of people say he looks like Shepard from.
He looks like
from
generic
Mass
Shepard,
Effect.
but I just picture Core the Immortal.
Yeah, I mean, his core is a little thicker.
A little thicker.
a little bigger.
Yeah, a little
but-
bigger.
Do you think that they're kind of being not like false advertising? I don't know what the correct term would be, but they're kind of playing it a little fast and loose by not calling this Final Fantasy VII Part 1. Because like if I know nothing about Final Fantasy
Yeah.
VII myself, and for me that seems like that's going to be a very long game, a very like played out game. But if I was like a casual person who knew nothing about it as well, and I didn't have any friends who were interested in it, I might pick it up day one and be like, okay, this is gonna be awesome.
I'm gonna finish this game.
But is it any worse than a lot of games that just have like ambiguous endings with sequels?
Yeah,
if you
but-
had no idea that there was more to the game.
Yeah, but you don't necessarily know that going in, right?
But you don't know that about any game going in.
It's true.
If it's someone who has no idea, who doesn't have friends who play it, has no idea there's like more of a game than this, they're just going to beat the game, be like, oh man, I can't wait for a sequel of this game.
But we know for a fact that they're going to do multiple.
I
But
think
this
they said the
person
second
doesn't.
one is out by the end of the year. I think there's 2 parts coming out this year.
How
I doubt it.
How many parts do you think we're getting?
I'm putting my money on 4.
I'm going to guess 3.
Yeah.
I think that a lot of, when I was looking back at it, like when I beat the game, because it wasn't that long ago, it was within 2 years.
That was earlier this year, or last year, I guess.
Yeah, there was a lot of it was just like after the Midgar spot, like a spot I actually think they need a little bit more work on, so it's a good call that they decided to lengthen that up. But there's a lot of in between, which is just like traveling around the open world, and I don't know if that's going to be in it anymore or if it's going to look really different.
Who knows? Like they could shrink the overall size of the world and
But
go with
like
that.
I'd be fine if they just kind of remove the walking around the world because it doesn't really do anything. It's a little bit there for grinding. It's all like there's all just like the really bad textures and graphics.
Yeah.
And if then you just kind of like a fast travel thing to like the next spot, I'd be fine.
Or maybe instead of seeing the overworld, it's more like 10, where you walk into the forest, and the forest magically connects you to the next place.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I feel like that's how they're going to get away with it, rather than having a full open world like Witcher-sized world where you can do whatever you want. I think it's going to be.
Because I'm sure you've played a Final Fantasy game before. Any of them? Have you?
I've played and beat 15.
Okay, that doesn't count.
That doesn't count.
Everything
That's-
looks good in 15.
Yeah.
But in regular Final Fantasy games, like the old ones, when you walk out of like the town, you go into this like super low texture. You're like tiny. There's like these big blocks that are kind of grass or forest or something like that, and then you kind of can walk to the next area, and there's just random encounters in between.
Kind of similar to like a Ni no Kuni in a way.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
it's just never like
exactly.
with like really bad graphics back in the day. Like there was like no textures
I'm trying
at all.
To find a picture.
You're like, is that a thing of grass? Is that a forest? I think that if they just kind of remove that area, that'll save a lot of time because a lot of it's just like random encounters while you walk to the next town.
Yeah, I'm curious how they're gonna. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to find it. But I'll show you later.
Yeah.
But I'm curious to see how they're gonna do. It's not a spoiler. Fuck it. Yuffie.
Yeah, like how you encounter her because you don't need to.
You can completely. So in most RPGs, like let's use Dragon Quest for example, there is not a single character you can miss, like party wise.
Yeah.
You get your party members 1 through 8.
There's
I
a
think
character
it is.
you could
There are
finish the game
2
without
characters
having.
you can miss completely without knowing.
Yeah.
One of them you have to. It's in a certain like bushel of trees.
It's when you like first leave, like
Yeah,
Midgard, or like the first
yeah.
area. If you just walk into this forest, she's just a random encounter and she like tries to steal your shit.
Yeah.
And then there's basically like a certain dialogue path you can take that then she'll join you.
Yeah, basically you treat her like shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's just like, are you hurt? And you can answer like, no, and then just treat her like shit, and then she joins you.
And then my favorite Final Fantasy VII character is also missable.
Yeah.
And that's more of like a puzzle. Like you go into like a haunted kind of mansion, and then you have to like find all these clues, and you open up this like safe, and then you like go into this room, and he's
that
in like
safe
a
was
coffin.
fucking hard to open up, man.
Yeah. But he's Vincent. If you've seen him, he's like the vampire.
He's the edgelord.
He's
No.
the coolest. Okay, well,
Yeah.
Is he as edgy as Kyle from Astral Chain?
he's edging
Edgier.
he's edging like a different way though.
He's very Van Helsing edgy.
Yeah,
Okay.
Kyle's like modern day urban edgy. You
Yeah.
know, like he would definitely like spray paint on
Like-
like brick and
Like
then take an
tattered
Instagram
cape,
photo of it.
like pointy gauntlets. Like
Okay.
he
Steel
looks like
boots,
a
like-
cosplayer and a half. Is what he looks like.
but
he's
he's
cool,
very cool though.
I wouldn't even put him as a vampire.
I never like. I mean, he's basically a vampire.
He's
though.
more of a mutation than anything.
You literally find him in a coffin.
Yeah, but
It's
he,
pretty-
he
it's
doesn't
pretty
transform.
vampire.
His final one's a vampire, but
It's
he
true. He just
transforms
turns into
things.
random beasts.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for you as someone who's never played Final Fantasy VII. I know you're choosing not to play the old game and just have like your first experience be that, and then maybe go back later.
Well, the thing is what I was thinking about is, will I really want to go back?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm not like. A lot of people think Final Fantasy VII is the best Final Fantasy. I think that's more of like the mainstream opinion.
Yeah.
Most people I know, like I think I don't know if I have a single friend who would put Final Fantasy VII as their favorite Final Fantasy game. So to me, I don't really think maybe you wouldn't have to go back and play the old one, but it could still be a fun experience, especially with like the speed up mechanics and that kind of
Yeah.
stuff, just to like experience the story.
What I'm feeling is he's going to when you beat it, I almost feel like the hook's gonna set and you're gonna like froth for more. You're gonna be like, I need to play.
That could
I
happen.
need to find out what happens. And remember, Midgar is 10% of the original game, if that. So you could already pass where the part 1 could be in maybe an hour and a half.
See, I still think that they're making Midgard 33.33333%, and I think they're gonna have 3 parts and make them all about equal
Yeah, but
because they could do it because there's a lot in that game that's kind of filler.
the end of the game is jumping a lot from different places. Like, obviously, I don't want to go into too much detail, but obviously, there's the saucer, there's Barrett's hometown, there's Yuffie's village. I feel like they're gonna make Yuffie more like you have to get her because that's a pretty big chunk of the game
Bless
that
you,
you can
Phil.
miss. Yeah, bless you. It's a pretty big chunk of the game that you can miss if you don't have her with you. What else? Like, there's the thing that happens when you're in the village.
You're keeping it real vague for you here.
Basically, at the end of the game, you're jumping around. There's the mountain.
Yeah, like
Are they gonna have the dumb climbing mini game?
or the snowboarding mini game. They definitely will.
They have to have the snowboarding mini game, 100%. We're not making this up.
Feels like yes. I think that I'm gonna be mad when I finish it.
Me too.
I'm gonna say this right now, where I think that the community will be mad when probably when the first part is done, but when the entire thing's done, I feel like people are gonna be like, "This is not as good as Final Fantasy VII, the original."
I don't know. Maybe it was just like this trailer got me really excited because once again, it's not my favorite Final Fantasy game, but I think that they could do really well, and I think that Square Enix recently hasn't been doing that well. And even look at stuff like Kingdom Hearts 3, like, and then the DLC that recently came out, where I fully accepted that I liked Kingdom Hearts 3, but I thought the DLC wasn't going to be worth the money, and it was kind of like a phone-in kind of thing. I think that Final Fantasy VII is something that they know is one of like their biggest games of all time.
It's their magnum opus, and they have to polish it.
So I think they're putting a lot of work into it.
I don't think it'll be bad by any stretch of the imagination. I just think that when it comes to fan bases, you know, someone is going to be angry. Like, I think that the fan base is going to be like, you guys are talking about how they might take certain things out, and I think that, you know, some guy is going to have like their favorite mini game just be cut, and they're going to be like, how could Square Enix do this? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just the same thing where that's just why I hate people in general.
If they can complain, they will.
Because I like things like that's the best part though, is that if they don't have your favorite minigame or your favorite character in, that's why you still have a reason to then go back and play the original. You don't want this game to be the exact remake, even if you compare it to stuff like Disney recently, right? With, like, let's say Lion King, they just did a shot-for-shot remake. If it's a shot-for-shot remake, it then comes down to, like, what reason, if it's fantastic, what reason you have to go back to watch the old one then, if it's the exact same thing, just better. But if there's different stuff from the original, it means that I'm going to have two different playing experiences playing the original versus playing the remake. So I don't need to just phase out. I'm never going to play the Final Fantasy VII game again because I'm like, oh no, I got these 17 parts of this remake now to play.
Were people upset about the like battle mechanics in this game?
I haven't seen anything
To
negative.
my knowledge, they're actually adding both gameplays in. Like, I'm pretty sure I read somewhere that it is both going to be a action game like Kingdom Hearts and a turn-based game like the original. Okay. So you'll have a pick probably at the beginning of the game. You might be able to switch between where you can play however the game wants you to. It'll just, instead of smashing the screen and going into a battle, it might just, you'll stand still, the enemies will swoop in a line.
I've only seen 2 negative things about Final Fantasy VII Remake so far, and both of them are targeted by location and kind of stupid, if we're being honest. And they were Tifa's boobs. People wanted them to be bigger, because if you ever played the original game, they were like ridiculous. And then,
that's kind of cringy.
They confirmed that she's wearing a bra. That's why it's smaller.
Yes. So because she's wearing like a sports bra because she moves around a lot, which is very fair.
They have to confirm these things.
Absolutely.
So,
it's Japan.
Yeah, the thing is, and then I'll get into this in a second, and then the second thing is Aerith's face. They didn't like it because they said it was too long and she looked too old. But the thing is that she is older than the rest of the characters.
Isn't she 19?
No, she's like 21, I think.
I thought she was 19 and he's 18.
I think at least she's 21.
Is she older?
She's
okay.
either 21 or 23,
remember, yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
It's been a while.
But she's older. But I think a lot of it was just like, I think in Japan, obviously they are the big people who were the first Final Fantasy VII fans. But then I think that was most of the complaints were just coming.
22, you're right.
Yeah, I think most of the complaints were just coming out of that area about it because it's like not the style they're used to. You know, they liked stuff like Crisis Core when it showed them. They kind of had the traditional style. But then since this is going to be big for a Western audience now, they decided to make it more, you know.
And sorry, who did you say was going to be the oldest party member?
Who?
Yeah.
Red 13.
I'm pretty sure it's Red 13. By the way, that dog thing is Red 13, and he's dope.
Yeah, if you haven't played the game, that's a typical like someone's favorite character.
How many animals actually talk in the game?
Him.
Yeah, just him. He's not just a.
2.
That's not an animal. I don't count. That's a robot. No, it's if you couldn't tell in there, it's basically just like a science experiment kind of thing. One of the first areas you actually go to after leaving, you go to the Grand Canyon.
Cosmo Canyon.
Cosmo Canyon. Yeah,
Oh,
it's just
boy.
his home. But there's going to be a lot of things. I'm excited for you to play it, especially. I'm like more excited for you than excited for me.
We'll see.
Because you haven't experienced it yet. It's a fun experience.
I just want the soundtrack. That's my big. I just want the soundtrack.
One Winged Angel.
That's gonna sound great.
It's gonna
Cosmo
it's
Canyon,
gonna
One Winged
sound
Angel,
so good.
Genova, and
I'm
the
assuming
boss theme,
you've heard One Winged Angel before.
like the bum 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 bum.
Sephiroth.
No.
You've never
What
heard
the
that?
fuck? Oh, okay.
That's an after experience
an
for you. It's
after
just
one.
like an orchestration song.
It was
but-
one of the first video games to have like lyrics in their background music.
and they're just
Okay.
yelling Sephiroth at you because they want you to know
There's
he's
also
an
like
absolute badass.
Latin. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's if they want you to be spooked out, it's always Latin.
Yeah, it is. We
But
can't understand it. Ooh.
they wanted people to know that this is an absolute badass because I don't think up until that point, like I know that people are gonna disagree with me about like Kefka especially, but a lot of the early game Final Fantasy villains, it's not that they weren't good, but they weren't that
They
dramatic.
didn't have that presence. Yeah.
Yeah. Kefka's from Final Fantasy VI. He's kind of like the Joker of like the villains.
He's an evil clown.
Evil clown.
Oh, like Jared Leto.
Yeah.
Just like Jared Leto or the guy from 30 Seconds to Mars.
Okay.
But Sephiroth, I think they really wanted to make a big impact with that villain, so they gave him his own song that like when it comes on screen, you're like, oh shit, this guy's a badass.
He's not even really the bad guy.
My favorite part is
How many fucking bad guys?
my favorite
are
part
there?
is Phil not being a weeb enough when we're watching the reaction. He's like, no, that guy's sword is so big, it would definitely. I'm like, have you not seen anime?
It's not how
sword
it
sizes. They don't even matter.
Nah.
They're so big they shouldn't be
Also,
able to hold them.
His sword's supposed to be bigger than what it looks like in that trailer. I'm pretty sure canon it's 15.
Sephiroth's?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
What would you do if Sora shows up in the game?
He
I'd
won't.
be pumped.
Just in the background, you see him like.
Yeah, Cloud
run
gets
past.
beaten, and then like Sora, Donald, and Goofy comes in, and Donald's like,
I'll save you.
takes
I
him
got
out.
your back, Cloud.
It's pretty cool. I mean, I think that I haven't read the comments on the trailer obviously since we just watched it, but I think they gotta like they're gonna be positive.
Oh yeah, they have to be.
You
I'll
think
check.
so?
I'll check the likes to dislikes.
The one thing I'll agree with as someone who doesn't know the game is that trailer would probably come off like a mess because it flashes from so many different points.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
for all you know, that could all be in like the first hour of the game, but I know it's very spread out.
So I think I vaguely remember like the first trailer that was at E3.
The first trailer was about the very first thing you do in the game. You get off a train and you're going
Yeah.
to set a bomb as like an eco-terrorist.
So I think for that it was more tailored towards people who knew nothing about it.
Yeah.
Whereas this I feel like is tailored towards people who have played the game before, who can be like, "Oh, that's what this part looks like."
I think
what
it's
this character
I think it
looks
was a
like."
pretty big insurance policy too since the whole delay. They're like, no, we want to instill some confidence. Like this game is coming out. Like this is just like a 2-week delay.
yeah.
They didn't give any reason.
Honestly,
to,
it's
but
bug fixes is probably the main reason it was delayed.
probably.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was only 2 weeks. It's
Yeah.
no one's dying.
How big's the patch going to be on day one? Though?
10 gigs.
What day one DLC are we gonna get?
Ooh, costumes.
What would you do if that was?
If
they
it
did
was
that?
if it was
If it's aesthetics, who cares? Like I
yeah,
just
like
won't
if you
buy
can
it.
change your like cloud sprite to like the classic one.
Ooh, I would almost pay for Advent Child Cloud costume, like with
Oh,
the cool
yeah.
long like.
I would pay
leather.
for Kingdom Hearts costume with the cape and the
Ooh,
bandages on the sword.
bandage on the sword, yeah. So it's 48,000 likes and 806 dislikes.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty.
I think it's pretty even.
I think the Final Fantasy fan base is still really accepting. Now I come from like Final Fantasy 14. I haven't played it in a little while, but my big game. A lot of friends in that game, stuff like that. And like when something bad comes out, now a lot of this is we've talked about it before, but a lot of this is about the hero Yoshi P, where he listens, he plays the game, stuff like that. So like in Final Fantasy 14, if there's ever an issue, no one's ever concerned. There's not fans raging. They're just like, yeah, no big deal. We'll just mention this issue and
Yeah,
they'll
it's like,
fix it.
hey man, can you get around to it? And he'd be like, yeah, dog.
Yeah,
I
he's
got
probably
it.
already on. He probably saw it himself. Like, oh yeah, I don't like that either. Now I don't think right now everyone has that same faith in Square Enix.
What would you guys do if this? So they'll release the game, and then they're saying that no other Final Fantasy VII is going to be physically released, and it's all season pass.
Depends on it. Like I don't care about that kind of stuff, assuming the price is fair.
Yeah, if it's a season pass, I'm okay with it. Only for the fact is, if I look at my shelf, I don't want to see 4 cases or 3 cases of Final Fantasy VII. It would look a lot nicer if it was one case and then it was just add-ons.
I would be mad if like if there was no physical copy.
Yes,
I think in gaming news too later, I think we'll get into something about a physical copy.
Yeah.
And information about that. But I would be mad if there was no copy. But if they came out with like this one and it's like the $79.99, and then they count it's a season's pass, like let's say it's
$99.99.
yeah, and you get all 4 parts, or if they confirm how many parts there are, kind of thing. I'm not going to care about that because like it's the same game, right? It's
So you'd
just
be okay
different.
with it?
Yeah, it's like it's the equivalent of asking if I'd be okay if like the Wolf Among Us, if they came out with a season pass, or like kind of episodic. Like this is an episodic kind of thing.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong in that format. That's honestly probably the best way to do it. They can cut down on their own company with like costs by doing it that way.
Do you think that's a possibility?
Yeah,
If they're smart,
And
obviously.
then once all the parts are released, they can
they'll
do-
release a complete edition or something like that,
Yeah. So just general
which they
feelings
do
on-
with Telltale games. They release them episodically,
yeah,
and then they release the complete
that
edition
when the whole
later.
thing comes out, there's going to be like a complete edition kind of thing. Like,
Do you think you'll buy it?
I mean, probably. I'm a
If
sucker.
the case is cool to fill up my shelf, maybe.
Depends on how much money I have when it comes out. Like
Yeah.
at least by that time that's out, I'm already married and I have like money, I guess. So
Yeah, that'll be
fine.
2025 is my guess.
It's just
'cause
this
that's
year I have no
Jesus.
money.
By the time the whole thing's done, 2025.
If they're gonna release 2 parts this year,
Who knows?
The thing is though, depending on how well the first part does, it's going to be such a game changer for like if the first one comes out and it's super well received, people are talking about like just the part 1's already like the game of the year, like it's fantastic. Like they've already got everyone, right? Everyone who bought the first part's going to buy the second part, and
Yeah.
probably more people from hearing the hype about it over like a year or two.
what if the game's only 20 hours?
They've said it's 40, so
They always say it's 40.
Yeah, but
Andrew.
when have they really been wrong though?
usually like RPGs, they will go out and like most JRPGs, they will say you're looking at about a blank hour game. American RPGs are ones you'll be like, yeah, you'll get 40 hours.
Yeah, I just
Shifty look.
now I'm sure there is a time where this happened, but like for Square Enix, for instance, I know that once again they're not like the best right now. Like they've had a lot of, they also have a lot of weird properties these days and a lot of different types of games.
Yeah, they
that
have
just-
like Hitman. They have
yeah, but
Tomb
like
Raider.
I don't think I can think of a last time where they were like, yeah, this game's like I don't know how many hours they said Final Fantasy 15 was, but I mean you definitely could put that many hours in that game.
Yeah, chapters 1 through 8. You could easily put
You could put tons.
200 hours into.
But what happens if it's only 20 hours? Like, let's just say it is. And then all of the other parts are 20 hours and 4 parts at full price.
Once again, it depends on the experience for 20 hours. If it's the best 20 hours of my life, I won't complain. If I finish the 20 hours and I was like, oh, like that's it, then I'd be sad.
Yeah, if that's the case, then I would wait until the final chapter's out and buy just the whole thing. Like if it's only 20 hours, hypothetically, I wouldn't buy the season pass or anything like that.
But it's like anything. Like if you bought Hollow Knight for $79.99, it was 20 hours. Would you be upset
Yeah.
if they were the best 20 hours that you've ever played?
Which it is.
Maybe. Well, we can even look at Astral Chain. Took me only 15 hours
Yeah.
to complete. Paid $60 for it.
Yeah.
Well, weren't you saying that there's some Hollow Knight fans that are like, you're dumb for not charging $59 for this game?
No, they're like, yo, you guys need to put this up for more people to pay more money for
Yeah.
it. And I can understand it. Like if it's a team of only like 4 people and they're charging so little for a game that they put a lot of work into.
But I mean, like that, I don't know. That makes me respect them more. And not even just about games, that kind of stuff. Like I was even watching a video today. I've been doing a lot of editing, obviously, for these videos. And there's so many people on YouTube that like, they put out their presets and stuff like that. And like one today when I was looking at it, he was basically like, yeah, it's $2.99 if you want to buy it, like $2.99. He's like, or here's like a coupon code free. You just use it out there and it's free if you want. Like he's giving you the option to support him if you want to, or the option to have it free. Like I don't know. That makes me like that person a lot.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. But like we're getting a little off topic of Final Fantasy.
We are.
Trailer, how good was it?
Fantastic.
Certain buy? Is there any chance you're not getting Final Fantasy VII Remake?
Yeah, I am, for multiple reasons, I am buying it.
So are you and Jess gonna have separate playthroughs, or are you just gonna play together?
I might just like watch her play it, and like I said, I've played it. I don't need to play it. I'm there for the music.
I'll need to play it.
I'm there for it. Like I've.
Is there a collector's edition? Is it gonna come with a soundtrack?
There was a collector's edition. It was available only on the Square Enix website, and I'm pretty sure it was $500 Canadian.
Yeah, but it probably came with a ridiculous cool statue. or something.
Yeah, it came with Fenrir.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Fenrir is a motorcycle, by the way.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
I'm,
a real like motorcycle. It was
I'm obviously 100% gonna buy it. I also don't have any games that are anytime near that, so
I have 2, but my brother's coming over and we're just gonna beat it in a weekend.
Yeah, that's just what, Resident Evil.
Resident Evil, yeah.
Yeah, then that'll be at least a fast beat.
And then I have Persona 5, which I don't need to rush into a crazy ahead of time. So
You also have Animal Crossing.
that's not for me.
That's for Jess.
Oh.
Yeah.
And Phil, are you going to be picking up? Final
I
Fantasy
will
VII
pick
Remake?
it up.
Why do you sound? I think you're gonna love it. I'm excited.
We'll see.
The first impressions of that, we'll do maybe like a first 5 on that. More actually, I think more of first 5 just to hear your opinions and we can kind of talk about it. And
we've gone over our opinions on it. We're more excited to hear what a complete nubber scrubber ducky wants to talk about.
yeah. So that's it for the Final Fantasy VII trailer reaction, and
Yep.
we are gonna have a video up on YouTube too with the actual reaction of us watching it.
Ooh,
Should be good. Maybe
that's
it'll
fun.
be in the video. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
Who
Check it out.
knows?
So what's next?
Next
We got
is
some
news.
We got some gaming news.
Yeah. So,
Ooh.
some of it is it neat or is it not? You don't really need to go into depth.
Is it neat or is it
Yeah.
not? That's a sick segment.
So we're gonna start the Animal Crossing new Switch.
It
Oh,
is so
it was
cute.
kawaii desu.
That is the most adorable Switch ever.
So good.
I showed it to Meg and she's like, "What the hell is
Have
that?"
you seen like Twitter and Tumblr going nuts? It's literally everybody's like, man, I wish I didn't already buy a Switch. Like that's everybody's.
I don't
Like,
even like Animal Crossing.
it's an
but
adorable goddamn system.
What were the Joy? Was it separate Joy-Cons too? Were they little
Yeah, they're
blue
special.
ones?
They're like pastel kind
Yeah,
of
like
colors
light
and stuff
blue.
like. Yeah.
It's like,
I can
what's
look
the
nice.
Joy-Con drift like on them?
Who knows? Not fixed. I can tell you that.
Hey, I showed Meg and she thought they were very cute.
I might trade in Jess's Switch Lite and
Lite.
get it. Who knows? We'll see. The next thing, none of us care about it, but it is still technically gaming news. Apex Legends finally showed off their new character. It's like a cool murder robot. He
I
looks neat.
recently felt like I was gonna play Apex Legends again, but I'm so bad at it though.
I'm bad at it, but I don't care if I'm playing with other people because
true,
at
yeah,
least I
that's
can
fun.
go, man, you were dog shit at that shot. And then you could be like, no, man, that was your shot. And I'd be like, oh, okay,
just not
yeah, it was
gonna
my fault.
I'm not gonna sit there and play it by myself for hours. But
Nah.
I remember when that game came out. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun with it when it came out.
Who did you even play with?
I played with my buddy. Actually, I played with Mikey
Whoa,
and
shout out.
James. It was
I'm
good.
pretty sure we played with John and
so-
our boy Trey.
Well, yeah, I played separately because we played on console and I played on PC a couple times.
Yeah, I played it on only on PC.
I'm so bad at console shooters, so PC was the way to go.
I'm better at console shooters.
but I blame John only has a PlayStation 4 because he uses just a Mac, so
Yeah.
he's a scrub.
Scrub.
Just sucks.
Just a casual.
So yeah, that was it. Just the cool new. He's like a murder robot who in the trailer he just looks like a normal guy shaving, but then something happens and
Does he like shave off some skin and he's like a robot? That's what I would picture.
No, I think he wants to be human. It's weird.
so-
He looks cool though.
I would say that's not neat.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm just picturing like a person shaving, and like as they shave, they accidentally go too
has,
deep,
like, a-
and they like shave off their skin. It's like all like mechanical. and
Mechanical. He's like a
"Oh."
pirate bandana on. He looks kind of cool. But next we're going to something that is actually pretty neat. The new PlayStation Plus games were announced.
We'll be the judge of if it's neat or not.
Well, I know he'll like it, but the new PlayStation Plus games were announced. So
I'm kind of conflicted.
are you conflicted for the same reason I am?
So
Okay,
we
well,
got
tell me what games they are first, so I can be conflicted.
Sims 4.
Oh
Yep.
dear God, I don't want that just because Meg's gonna want to play it.
Yes, absolutely.
She asked me 3 days ago if you can get Sims on Switch.
They really need to do that. But I think
Yeah.
EA actually said something pretty recently.
Yeah, they said that there are some games coming to it, which who knows? But the other one is the reason both probably me and Phil are conflicted. It's the BioShock collection.
Are we conflicted because you guys want it on Switch?
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
But it's free though, I guess.
the,
But
the other thing too. Okay,
I just don't touch my PlayStation anymore.
I've been thinking about actually picking it up again because I got it on PlayStation 4 for $20 a Boxing Week a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And I played through 1 and 2, and then I got to Infinite, but I kind of was like burnt out a little bit. But I really want to go back and play Infinite.
is it because we were talking to Mike the other day? That was a weird opinion. I haven't heard that too often.
Yeah,
When we were at D&D, he was saying that the best BioShock is BioShock Infinite.
A lot of people have that opinion.
It's so weird.
I honestly think BioShock Infinite should not have been called BioShock, and the game would have been fine.
Or if it was like I don't know.
it's the tie-in. Spoiler: it's the tie-in at the end.
I
Yes.
don't think anyone cares about BioShock spoilers.
But
these
I
days.
honestly think they could have got away with it. Like they could have named it Skyshock or something like that.
Skyoshock.
Yeah, Skyshock. And then the end be like, you want to find out what happens next?
it
Play
connected?
BioShock 1. And like I feel like that would have been better, but obviously the name is what sells, so go with the name.
I'm just conflicted if I want to So you guys obviously know I don't subscribe to PlayStation Plus. I never usually do. I don't care about the free games really. But right now they have a promotion, $6 for 1 month. So I'm thinking about just picking that up, playing through BioShock Infinite. But I'm conflicted because I want to go back and play Infinite. We have a potential Switch release, and it's also on sale for $20 digitally.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like,
if you go and play it right now on like PlayStation 4 and you play all those games, then when it comes out on Switch, you're not going to want to play them again.
and I'm not.
Is it on Game Pass?
It is not on Game Pass.
Oh wow, actually, really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's surprising. Actually, come on, Irrational Games.
But I'm thinking about just
Oh, they don't exist.
because I do want it in the collection because I've owned all three of them for Xbox 360. Then I bought the collection in place of it, and then I sold the collection because I've beaten BioShock 1 and 2 probably 4 times each. Like
Yeah.
I've really those are games that I literally go back and play probably once every couple of years just because they're so fun.
I've never actually beaten BioShock 1.
Oh my god.
Good game. Good game.
I've played it. I just never beat it.
Oh, did
How
you
haven't-
get to the ending? Like, have you seen the ending?
No.
You don't know what the ending is?
No.
Oh,
Oh man. Are you serious?
I feel like every time they do
game
an ending,
swap.
I feel like every time they do an ending, they try and do like a twist. And I don't know.
Okay.
But we don't. No,
You haven't done 1 or 2?
like played 1 or 2.
No, the only one I beat was BioShock Infinite.
So you think BioShock Infinite's the best one?
No. maybe I just needed more time the first 2 to hate them, but
How much did you play the first one?
I feel like I played it a decent amount. How long would you say it takes to beat?
12 hours, maybe.
Yeah, it's not a very long
It
game.
was close. I feel like 8 hours, maybe.
It
was
was
like
you'd
this-
be right at the cusp of the.
This
thing.
was like over like 10 years ago.
Does golf mean anything to you? If I say that?
Yeah, I like golf. Like Tiger
No,
Woods.
no. In Bioshock, does golf mean anything to you?
Do they play golf in BioShock?
Okay, no. Okay. We'll move on to the next thing now. It's not as important to us, but it's the Xbox Live games were also announced. Yes, they're not. Yeah, we did PlayStation, so I threw an Xbox. It is
fair.
TT Isles of Man, which is a motorcycling game.
Finally.
That's not neat.
And then the next one I would actually play would be the new Call of Cthulhu game.
Oh yeah, is that the one where he like the thing was always playing where like the tentacles come out and grab people?
No, that's Sinking City.
Oh, okay, that's
Yeah.
all I remember.
Um,
Close enough.
Yeah,
so
I
we don't have
care
much
for
to
either
talk
of
about
those.
that, but I
Not
just
neat.
thought I would put that in there.
I just want like stamps to come up on the end and be like, not neat.
Is it neat or not?
Local play only, neat or not.
Do you remember the real life Mario Kart? Like somebody made like
Oh, Mario Kart.
no, like it was you went out and you rented go-karts and they
Yes.
dressed up and stuff like that. So Nintendo obviously fined them and they had to pay
Of course, yes.
$450,000 to Nintendo.
Very nice.
Perfect.
So they got
Is that neat?
That's neat.
that's neat.
Listen, to be fair, they need to find those people. Do you think those people also pay their subscription for their Mario Kart on the phone?
That'd be funny. The next one, it's not so much neat, but it's just a cool little statistic.
Listen, you got to stop spoiling whether or not something's neat. I haven't been
Okay,
able
fine.
to judge it.
EA made $1 billion in microtransactions last quarter.
Neat.
Last quarter.
Last quarter.
Yes.
So, like, what game?
FIFA, like their sports games.
Yeah, I guess.
Thank
$1
God.
billion.
My cousin plays a shit ton of whatever the newest Madden game is.
Madden 20.
Sure, and he's like obsessed though. Like
Yeah.
he's like talking about like trading players all the time. There was like a double points day during like Christmas, so he was mad he had to go hang out with the family. And, like
Tell me that he's not the kind of person that's actually like paying.
I have no idea. He says that like
You should find out.
He says you can like make money off of that.
Oh, I don't doubt it. It's dumb.
That's what he said. He missed out on. He said he literally missed out on making like $400 that day. He's like, so they should be giving me $400 because I missed it.
All right. Next thing, Blythe's release date.
What the
What
fuck
the hell is Blythe?
Byleth. That's for Smash.
Oh,
Yeah, the release date.
Yeah, I mean that's neat for some.
I played
not?
as the person.
not for
I played
Phil.
as it, and really good. Like it's simple. There's no counter.
It's not Byleth's fault that people hate them. It was just I feel like a non-Fire Emblem character would have been cool.
Yeah.
And my opinion is I would have wanted. The thing is, if there was some sort of like swapping between the 3 house leaders, that would have been. I think that would have been.
Well, like the
cooler.
Pokemon trainer, you just
like you
disappear.
swap between like Claude, Dimitri, and Edelgard. Like
It would have been cool, but obviously that's a lot of work.
How many spear users are inside Smash? Yeah, that's what I who.
Byleth.
Oh, that doesn't count.
Blythe. I keep saying Blythe, but it's Byleth. Really good character. Honestly, I can understand the hate towards the Fire Emblem characters, but she or he is really
Listen, let's not hate the Fire Emblem characters. Let's hate the Smash Bro
That's
people.
not neat.
That's
No.
not neat.
Wait, when's that come out?
Out already. Came out
And that's out right now.
Came out on Friday.
Oh.
Oh, wait,
Okay. Have
today.
they-
Yesterday's Friday.
What are the plans?
Came out on
What are the plans for the
Wednesday.
next group? Like, do they have given?
So
a
they
date?
have 6 characters to be out by I think February next year.
So who's making it in? Like Dimitri, obviously. Maybe Edelgard and Claude will find their
Hector,
way. Hector,
Oscar,
Lynn will finally become
Nafini.
not an assist trophy. Braum from Path of Radiance. I'm really excited to see what Fire Emblem characters we're getting next.
Is Cloud already in Smash?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he is.
Man, there's only 2 songs of it's Square Enix. He's the only character that only got 2 songs.
What if they had Sephiroth though?
I'd be fine with that. It means more Final Fantasy music. Because, and which is funny because you'd think Square Enix is a stickler for it, but the hero is in it, and the hero has like, I think 10, 12 songs that were added to the game. So I'm just kind
When are they adding Slime from Dragon Quest?
of, he's technically in it. In the Dragon Quest stage, he pops up.
No, I want him as a playable character though.
But yeah, fun character. I'm excited to see when they start the next pack. I know they added a 6th, but they've already said they're complete. Like their choices are made. So complaining online is not going to change.
Yeah,
anything.
my PSA to people is stop complaining about Fire Emblem. Get mad at the Smash Bros. People. It's not Fire Emblem's fault their characters in it.
Yeah. And
It's
I
true.
mean, it's good for them too.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean,
3 Houses was their most successful Fire Emblem game.
yeah, it just means good things for the West for Fire Emblem.
Were
probably
people
gonna get-
mad about Hero from Dragon Quest?
There were probably people like, I don't want this weeby shit. I know people were upset about Joker. Everyone's like, who the hell's Joker? And I'm like, shut your
I wanted
goddamn mouth.
quarterback 6 from Madden 2020.
Give me Tom Brady.
His
Tom
overbeat.
Brady's in Smash.
how pumped people be?
That needs to be
He
the
sacks us
the
with a
title of this
smash.
episode.
Tom Brady and Smash. I'll get the editing started on it.
Next thing, the World of Warcraft 3 remaster, Reforged, came
Oh
out.
yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
you were
Did you look
pumped-
into it?
No, you were pumped for that.
I was.
What happened?
It doesn't look anything like the original thing they showed.
That's because it's reforged.
yeah, you'd think
dumbass.
Reforged would be remastered, but no.
No.
It's weird. Blizzard's being fucky again. They're
When are they not?
good call. And I think this was true with technically Warcraft 3, but every custom map you make in the new game is owned by Blizzard.
Oh,
You can't
perfect.
so unlike Dota, which came out in the first game that became its own game, you have no ownership on anything you make in this
Good.
game.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I'll say right now, I think what we're all thinking is, for Blizzard, is give us Diablo 4 or fuck off. Right?
Give us Diablo 4 on phones.
I think that's what we're all on your mobile device.
Do you not have phones?
Oh, that was the...
I remember that.
When's StarCraft 3 coming out?
It took like 15 years for the second
When's
one to come
StarCraft
out.
4 coming out?
But
Big brain.
Didn't it take a while for Diablo 3 to come out?
Yeah.
I've still been tempted
So-
by Diablo 3 on Switch a lot.
Yeah.
I can't play Diablo again. I put like 200 hours.
I
into
just want,
3
if it goes down to
different
$39,
characters.
I think I'll buy
It
it.
was
Yeah.
34 the other day, dude.
Well, that's bad for me then. But it's financial cutting season, Phil.
Now we're talking about Switch.
We just transitioned by accident.
Ooh.
Wait, was that story neat or not though? We didn't really get to
Oh,
discuss.
okay.
I'm going to probably say that's
But is
not
that
neat.
Is Tom Brady in Smash neat?
Hell yeah.
Very neat. Yeah, what's the what's,
plus.
What's, oh, I was trying to make like an N with the, no, it doesn't work.
The next thing, this is okay. I'm not going to spoil it because I
Yeah,
can't.
don't, yeah,
that.
you were just about to say this is neat.
No, I was going to say something else, but Nintendo says it will not be releasing a new system this year.
I'm going to say
I think that's bullshit.
Okay, I was,
that's neat.
sorry, bullshit wasn't one of the options. I think that's neat. I don't want a new system
Listen.
yet.
Yeah, but they said that with the Switch Lite. They're like, no new system, no Switch Lite coming out
It's
this
true.
year.
They
And then
are-
like a month later, they're like, oh,
They are bad liars. Let's be honest
Yeah.
here.
So I think there will be one. If not this year, it'll be early next year, just to prove us wrong. But 100% with
Now,
all the
they only said they won't be releasing one. They didn't say they won't be showing one.
That's
The
true.
difficult thing about it is I think a lot of people Unless, you just have an insane amount of disposable income, then, fill your boots. But
Good for you.
A lot of people.
What about your boots?
This is the year that I'm going to buy a new PlayStation console. I don't know about.
Sure, I don't want to buy anything else.
That's true.
So, and their biggest mission statement is they want to exist, beside the other consoles. They don't want to be competing against them. They want people to be like, I have a PlayStation 4 and a Switch, or I have a PC and a Switch.
That's good. I agree with that.
And you know what? That's exactly how most people should be, most gamers. So if they do something like that, if they release a Pro system at the same time as the Xbox Series X,
yeah,
and at the same time as the PlayStation 5, I don't really foresee a lot of people being like, okay, I want to buy this $600 device, and then I want to buy this $500 device.
I feel like, so my bet now is that Zelda is coming out next year,
Breath of the Wild 2?
and the system will launch
With Breath of the Wild
same
2?
day as Breath of the Wild 2.
You think so?
I think so.
I think that we're still going to get it this year.
I don't think so.
I think they'll show it off this year. But
I think we'll get it holiday this year.
Yeah?
That's my prediction.
So there's a bit of Switch news. The next one is, we kind of hinted about it earlier, the Outer Worlds for Switch.
Oh, yeah, right.
This is disgusting.
That's stupid.
So full price,
Yep, as it should be.
no cartridge,
Dumb.
digital only.
And no DLC or anything with it. And my biggest thing is I obviously I talked about it on the last podcast.
Oh, in March. It comes out in March.
I beat the game.
Yeah.
I liked it. Didn't love it. Didn't look amazing. I think that it's a very good game that a lot of people should play. $79 for a game that took me less than just under 20 hours to beat.
Yeah.
And no DLC.
And how it looks.
Well, on the Switch it would be pretty good.
It's not that this. It was
I like
not
how
that,
that's it'll look good on Switch. No, it won't.
no, not even good. He said it'll look pretty good. That's the selling point.
It will look like garbage, but it's the best the Switch can do.
Yeah, so it looks like it could be a Switch.
It looks like a Switch title, is what you just said.
Does it look like a physical release Switch title though?
The thing is though, on handheld, I bet it looks great. I bet it probably runs pretty
At
good.
720, it could look great.
I'm really glad they made their game ugly for Switch.
Yeah, perfect. You know what? They were just future-proofing
They
themselves.
had this in mind the whole time.
But yeah, I'm gonna say that that's not neat, and because the one of the main things is, so obviously, following gaming news and doing what we do, I was aware that it wasn't a very long game, so perfect for Game Pass, right? Because prior to me finding out it was on Game Pass, I was like, that's going to be a day one purchase. I'm going to definitely pick that up.
Now it's a day one, you already owned it.
Yeah, so on Game Pass, I was like, perfect. And played through it in less than 20 hours. If I bought that for $79 on day one,
You'd be right pissed.
I'd be trading that in for $50.
And what if you bought it day one for that much and you didn't get a physical copy?
Yeah, if you bought that digital day one, you just got bamboozled.
That's what I'm saying. So having it on Switch with technically no physical copy that can be traded in.
Overwatch did that too.
But Overwatch...
Overwatch was $44, but you got 3 months free of Nintendo.
And it's a very different
You
game
know what you're
too,
getting
though.
with that,
Yeah.
though. There's going to be some kid who's going to be like, oh, this game looks sweet. They pick it up and they finally beat it, and then they're like, oh, shit, I can't trade it in.
Yeah. Bamboozled.
But if there was a used market for it, I could see that going down to $29 pretty quickly.
I'll just wait for it to go on sale on
After
PS4
they
now.
announced that there's going to be DLC in the game, though, why would they not wait to come out with a Switch edition with the DLC included, like every other game ever does?
Who knows? Who knows?
You know what game people weren't mad at? Dragon Quest XI Echoes of
Actually,
Elusive
a lot of
Age
people
S
are angry
Extreme V
because
edition.
people who bought it on PS4 that don't have a Switch are like, I want all that Switch stuff.
Well, they could fuck off and get a Switch.
Right.
It's not our fault.
Yeah. But
Be less poor, right?
there are people who complained about that. So the next Switch news is that as of now, it has officially outsold the Xbox One
And the Super Nintendo.
and the Super Nintendo.
Okay.
And is en route, as long as sales keep up, to actually beat and outsell the PS2.
Which is insane.
Wow. What about the Sega Genesis?
I don't even think that's in the top 10 systems.
Bless you again.
What about the Atari Jaguar?
Where's that at
That's,
in the list?
but it's insane, though.
Yeah, like it's nuts. And that's not I don't think that's including Switch Lights. I think it was separately counted. So I think just the standard Switch systems.
And that's even like not ever really discounting the console.
No.
Think much, and you gotta think
In
that
fact,
they're
it went
saving
up.
they're saving so much money too by never fixing the Joy-Con drift. Like it would,
Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty sure that if you live in the U.S. and you have proof of purchase, they will fix it for free.
Yeah.
I think they'll do that anywhere technically, as long as it's within warranty or something. I saw that a long time ago,
I just don't have that problem.
but
So
I just don't want to do that.
Well, just wait, Andrew.
I use nothing but my Pro Controller.
I use my Pro Controller too, but I do play a lot of handheld, and that was the big thing. Is I played a lot of
Pokemon.
Pokemon handheld.
The next thing.
Wait, was that
is-
neat or was that?
Oh,
not
sorry,
neat?
my bad.
I'm gonna say
Okay, obviously, Outer Worlds was very
Not.
not neat.
Yeah, not
Not
neat for Outer
neat.
Worlds.
The Switch selling thing.
The
is
Switch
neat.
selling, that's neat.
That's neat. I like the Switch.
yep,
Very
That's
neat.
neat. That's neat.
big neat.
Is big neat then like a times, like a multiply?
The next thing is that the Series X and the PS5 will not be affected by Trump's tariffs on sales tax, so it
Oh,
means it won't be they won't be more expensive. Which is
Very
nice.
neat.
That is very neat.
Trump, not neat.
Yikes.
Let's make some political stances right here.
Bernie all the way. Feel the burn.
So that was just a wee little dab of something there.
We little what?
Dab of something.
I was baiting
The
Phil.
Terminator DLC for Ghost Recon
What?
apparently exists.
Wait, really? That's a thing?
Ghost Recon Breakpoint has Terminator-based DLC.
Hey, Gears 5 had Terminator DLC.
so
as
did
well.
something else. Something else had Terminator.
So
in it.
did
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
So
When's
Mortal Kombat.
Terminator come out? Or is that
It's
already?
out.
Oh, dear
like
God.
it's out in theaters now,
Okay.
so it's now on the way to DVD and Blu-ray.
DVD?
It's on its way to VHS.
So do you think
Apparently, the DLC is actually really good.
did someone from like the Terminator studio just be like, "Yo, I'm gonna give you this bag of money. Put me in as many games as you can."
Probably.
That's the one with John Berthal, right? And the dog
Yeah,
on
yeah,
stage.
yeah. That's that one.
I do love John Berthal. I was
I
sad
know.
that game didn't do well.
Yeah. But yeah, apparently it is actually really good.
Now,
That's
when
what
are
I've
they
heard.
adding Punisher DLC in?
You know what? They should have already by
That'd
now.
be so good.
Next, this is one for Cam.
For me.
And oh boy. So Netflix has officially confirmed
Oh,
10 episodes of the live action One Piece.
That's so weird. Who gave? Oh, Jesse actually.
Shout out Jesse.
Yeah, shout out Jesse. He actually gave me this news the other day. He's like, "What do you think about that?" I'm like,
What?
"That's fucking weird." Like, first of all, this is like a 900 episode show.
Yeah.
It's
It's just one season of it.
Yeah, it's a super weird show. That'll not translate to live action at all.
Oh, it's going to be so
Is it
bad.
gonna be like North Americanized?
I doubt it.
Have you seen One Piece? It's about the guy
Have
going.
have I seen one?
Okay, have you seen anything on it?
No.
Like,
The main
I'm-
character goes gum gum punch, and his arm extends, and he punches people, and then they fly like 300 feet
because he
off
ate a
screen.
gum fruit.
Oh god.
It's about pirates who eat magical fruits that give them powers, but then it stops them from being able to swim.
Oh god.
And they're going after no, don't get me wrong. It's actually like one of the best anime, but you have to like
You have to
really
devote. I watched 200 episodes and didn't feel like I accomplished anything.
It's a classic shonen though.
200.
When you're watching some like the big fights they're setting up, like some arcs go on for 100 episodes.
Yeah.
When you finally get to like the main fight of that, it's like you're
it's a
so
payoff.
hyped. But like let's be honest, you can go to YouTube and just watch all the best fights, and you're getting hyped right there.
Like there's a guy, his name is Usopp. He's got a big nose and a slingshot.
Slingshot.
There's a guy named Roanoa Zoro, and he fights with 3 swords
One in
with
his
one in his
mouth.
mouth.
Oh god.
It's ridiculous, but it's still one of like the best anime of all time. I think that a lot of people would probably agree to that. That's how it's gone on for so long. But it's not going to translate well to live action.
absolutely
And
not.
what the hell is 10 episodes going to do?
Nothing.
Nothing. Like what can they do in 10
They'll
episodes?
save Zoro.
Luffy will get off the ship, like the first ship with like Cody or whatever his name is. Kobe?
Kobe? I think it's.
oh Brian.
Oh.
R.I.P.
Okay.
Yeah. We haven't done a tribute yet to that because we don't have a Kobe Bryant jersey, sadly.
Nah.
But very sad news.
Couldn't afford it.
Non-gaming news, except for I'm sure he was in an NBA game. But very sad news from the last week.
Yeah.
That is not neat.
That is
Not for Ari
No.
Shafir though.
No.
No.
Yeah, so that's going to suck. I can guarantee you
It's gonna be bad.
it's going to be bad.
But I'm gonna watch it.
Let's
'cause
do a
it's-
full review of it.
I will watch it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I want a bad show. There's nothing wrong with bad shows.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll make it
watched-
fantastic.
like you
I
guys
watched
watched
Death
The
Note.
Witcher.
You're so funny. I watched Death Note.
Hell, a lot of people like Death Note.
Yeah, those people are wrong.
People who didn't watch the anime.
Yeah, they're wrong.
I haven't seen it, so
You don't. Let's see. What else do I have here? The last thing is apparently Elden Ring leaked a bunch of stuff, and it should be out by the end of June.
Oh, that'd be pretty good. That's
So it
really
is going to be
soon, though.
this gen.
Yeah, the leak said
I heard
June
that before.
30th, which is a Tuesday, so that makes sense.
Lines up.
But there's not much else that I really noticed from the leak aside from just the release date and stuff like that.
Are they still releasing on Tuesday? I thought everything moved to Fridays.
No, some games release on Tuesday still.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you guys remember this, but I actually worked at Sunrise when everything switched over to everything used to come out on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
Like,
Do you know why
consistently.
they come out on Fridays now?
For like full week numbers or something?
That and so Dragon Warrior, so the first Dragon Quest game on the NES, when that game came out, the entirety of Japan came to a standstill. Everybody called in sick, and like the spot of Tokyo shut down. It became barren because everyone took the day off on a Tuesday to go play.
But how
Dragon
long ago
Warrior.
was that?
This is 88.
Then why did they change it? At least in
It's
Canada?
changed like over time. It's taken a while, but that's the main reason why. So now they release it on weekends, so you snag it on your way home from work, and then you've got the weekend to play it. Is a reason why.
I mean,
they
it
do
makes
that.
sense, but only for those people that
How many
work all
people get
weekday.
weekends off
That's what-
nowadays?
And yeah, in these
Business
times,
wise, like 9 to 5s, like Monday to Friday, like you got the weekends off.
It's like a very specific type of
Yeah.
work. But a lot of people these days do not work.
Yeah.
9 to 5
No.
and weekends off. But
And yeah, that's all I got.
that's our gaming news.
That's our gaming news.
That's our gaming news. That's this first segment of Neat or Not.
I like Need or Not.
big banger. So I think lastly, a lot more casual. We're gonna discuss our upcoming game swap a little bit. You guys don't need to come in prepared for exactly what game you're gonna give, but we'll try and figure out who's doing what. And I think we all have some general ideas as to what type of game you'd like to give somebody.
Yeah. I just need to verify that the people own the system that I will lend the game for.
And then we'll just talk about what we've been doing for the past week. Typically, we used to start with this, but we started with something different today.
We're trying to.
And I don't need, like, I might talk about some things that aren't necessarily gaming related.
That's okay. It doesn't. Oh my god! I
If
know
you
exactly.
talk
what
about your fucking
he's gonna
tickets.
talk about his tickets. Of course he is.
It's a hot button topic.
I told him
right
when he
now.
was so happy about it when he had a picture of, like, his tickets. I told him just to put like a picture on the Instagram. He's like, "No, I already did it on my personal account." I'm like, "Hey, just do it on both. Why
I
not?"
don't know if it would cross over, but I could, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess we'll just start with just a casual. How have the last week been?
It's been good. I caught up on My Hero Academia.
That's good.
I read on Tumblr and like Reddit a couple weeks ago that the thing happened and like the hype thing, and I was like, oh, I can't watch it. I gotta be completely
The hype thing, like
Yeah.
his fight with Overdrive,
Yeah.
or Overhaul.
like with the girl on his back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's sick.
That was awesome.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'm really glad I stayed completely blank on it.
You
And-
also got a character death though.
Yeah. And honestly, that caught me off.
How did
I
you-
wasn't expecting that one.
How did you stay completely blank, but you saw it on Tumblr?
I just saw people being like, "Oh man, did you see this week's episode? The thing happened," and I was like, "Ah," and then I just like stopped
Okay.
looking. I'm pretty good at that.
I'll give a quick description to Phil, not about the whole anime, but basically, since you don't care about spoilers at all, the main character, he's just got like power. Like his power is just power.
He's
basically.
strong and
But what
fast.
happens is his body isn't accustomed to it because it was given to him. So when he goes 100%, like when he in the show, like in the beginning, when he punches like a robot to destroy it, his entire arm is broken.
Yeah, like it
He
turns
uses-
completely red and just his bone
He
turns
uses
to
his
goo.
legs to jump in the air and it breaks both of his legs. So while
Jesus.
So he's, like, flopping
after
with
he punches
broken legs.
both his legs and his arm is broken, he has permanent scarring all around his fingers because at one point he uses flicks to send like shocks going through, but it breaks his fingers as he does it.
Holy fuck.
But the
Yeah.
whole point is in
It's a
this,
good show.
in this, so he can never go 100%. He's kind of trained to go like 5% to not break anything and use a little bit of power.
He went 10% in the episode prior, and he could do it.
Yeah,
like he was
but
fine with
there's-
10%.
In this, there's also a little girl with powers to kind of rewind somebody. So during the fight, she's actually on his back, so he's going full power, 100%. But as all of his bones and everything break, it immediately rewinds and goes back to being normal. So it's just a fight. You get to see this character finally going 100% because like there's no repercussions.
That's
For
he
it.
went Super Saiyan, man.
It
His
was
hair
very
changed
hype. Like,
color.
Yeah, you're like flying in the sky when the shadows go over and he's like smiling.
Oh,
on his
I was
face.
so like, Oh, it was so good.
My Hero Academia is one of like the biggest anime right now.
It's really good, and it's not me being like hype wagon like it's the greatest anime ever. It's not.
No.
But goddamn, is it ever? It's a shonen like which just it's an action.
Yeah,
like,
I will probably honestly never have like a shonen as like my number one anime,
No.
or maybe something close like in the top 5. But it's really good for what it is, right? It's like a superpower show.
Yeah.
It's what you'd expect.
I honestly, and I know if Funimation has a free 30-day trial, the English dub of Funimation, I'm pretty sure is all caught up. So you can watch the episodes.
also
Obviously, you
came
will
out-
not watch 79 episodes.
Something like that. Yeah.
But honestly, watch the first season.
It came out
it's
in
really
the
good.
in the like height of like Marvel stuff too, right? Like all the superheroes.
Yeah, it came out the
So-
year before Avengers Infinity War, pretty sure.
Infinity War?
I'm pretty sure it was the year before.
Oh, so it's
Infinity
not
War.
even that old.
No,
No.
I watched it. I remember binge watching the entire show after going to see Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah.
I got home after watching Ghost in the Shell. Jess went to sleep, and I'm like, boom, I'm gonna dedicate my time to it. And then I had to watch it again with Jess because I
Devin
wouldn't stop
actually told
talking
me to
about
watch it.
Really?
When Devin still lived here, he was watching it, and he told me that my favorite character would be Naval Laser because he looks like Winston.
And was he wrong?
I mean, he's not my favorite. I do like him, but
Now, your favorite. So, the thing I noticed about the new season. Sorry, we're kind of you're out of this one there. The newest season, I can tell that they just went by fan hype to pick the 3 characters that they would. So obviously Deku's the big one, and then the other 3 people were obviously just the top 3 characters.
oh, like
Uchako,
Kirishima,
Sue, and
yeah.
Red Riot. Yeah.
I mean, but like, let's be honest, they're missing the other 2 most popular characters, which are Bakugo and
Yes, but they couldn't for
what's his
reasons.
name?
Todoroki.
Todoroki.
Yeah. Now, this is going back to Naruto. Choji, he's okay, right?
Yeah, he was cool.
What if they did Choji way cooler?
What is it? Gum fat or
Fat
whatever?
gum.
Fat gum.
Is that not the dopest thing ever?
It's a character who's like really fat but strong. But what happens
Okay.
is he uses all the fat in his body during fights.
so he stores the hits essentially.
So by the end, though, he comes out just shredded. So like he lost it. Like he's like huge, like super fat.
Yeah, like
he doesn't have a neck, anything like that. But then by the end of the episode, his like shirt's ripped. He's
He
just
looks like a big
shredded to the
egg.
bone. He's just a tiny classic anime guy. It was good though. But yeah, so you caught up on anime.
I did, and I watched Made in Abyss.
Okay, do you finish it all?
I did.
Okay, well we're not going to talk about that yet because Phil hasn't finished
I
it.
want to, but
We're still technically in hashtag Anime Week.
Yes.
Anime Week.
If
Yeah.
you
So he looked like that.
Jesus.
And then he turns into that.
Oh God.
classic anime.
Yeah, classic anime.
But yeah, if you guys haven't checked out our Instagram yet, we do posts. And then Phil, you made a Devilman post?
Yes.
A Devilman post.
We can talk about that one.
Yeah, I mean we can, but I think we're gonna wait to do like
A full
at
anime
least
one?
like a 20-minute anime segment
Okay.
on just what Phil's seen, because as long
Okay.
as we just watch whatever Phil sees.
Yeah, I'm not gonna watch Devilman again right now because I watched it recently. But
I just watched Phil watch it.
Did you actually? Oh yeah, you were at work.
Not the entire thing, but I went in for
a
a
good
lot
chunk of
parts.
it.
Yeah, so I love anime.
Yeah, and I think I got halfway through Transition. That's all I did
making
this
someone
week.
else watch anime is always fun.
Yeah.
For this week, I'm not gonna lie, I spent
Edited.
a lot of it editing. Yeah, I mean, you guys have obviously now seen the intro. It took me too long.
It looks great, by
It
the
looks
way.
good.
Thank you. A lot of it, like,
Very 80s, I think.
Shout out, Dev.
I'll kill you. A lot of it, like it's using Adobe After Effects. A lot of that there's really easy because there's presets. So a lot of people have already put a lot of work in to get like those like glitching prefects and that kind of stuff. So a lot of it is honestly just like replacing your videos and text and stuff like that. It's not like I made everything from scratch.
No.
But I mean, it's like for someone who doesn't know how to use a program, like learning the UI and that kind of stuff.
You did good.
I've had to learn Lightroom, After Effects, Premiere Pro, Photoshop. Like I'm trying to learn all of that in a week.
Yeah, I can build a computer from the ground up, but
That
I
shit's
don't
tough.
have the attention span to do editing.
Like even like you saw, we came out with the Astral Chain review video on YouTube just a couple days ago, and then like the quality was like nothing, and the frame rate, everything was all off.
that was a little wonky.
Yeah, it's because when I was doing Premiere Pro, for some reason it exported it and like rendered it as like not 1920 by 1080. So that's why it was off. So
Okay.
YouTube wouldn't put a high quality. So I deleted it and I re-uploaded it.
I
And
did
now
get
if
the
you've seen
notification,
it, it's
yes.
in 1080 and it looks
Ooh.
completely good. So if you watched the original Astral Chain video, screw that. Now it's gone.
Watch it again.
Go watch the new one. Leave it a like and just it takes a little bit of work. That's all. But
Yeah.
editing's been fun. I haven't played as much Final Fantasy X as I'd like.
You gotta beat it, man.
Oh yeah, I have no problem. I have 3 days off right now. For the most part, whenever I sat down, I only had like 10 or 15 minutes, so I just played like a blitzball game or two on it.
How's that progressing the story?
I don't know.
You get some good shit by actually playing blitzball.
Including like I got Waka. You get Waka's overdrives that way.
Yep.
You can get like the teleport spheres, which let you go to someone else's path. So, for instance, I'm just taking Yuna down Lulu's path real early, so I can have one person be two things.
Yeah,
that's fantastic.
As much as Lulu's great, Yuna's better at Lulu.
Yeah, it's just a fact. She literally has more magic than Lulu. Yeah. So that's been fun. But yeah, I haven't been playing a lot of games, a lot of editing. But I mean, this just stuff takes work, right? I've had fun doing it.
It's true. Yeah.
But now that you've learned it, it won't be.
No, it'll be forever.
You're always
okay.
It'll be
You're
forever.
always learning.
It'll be forever a struggle. There's no learning all those programs.
Yeah. Oops, I just punched your mic. I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's all I've been doing. Phil, how's your week been?
It's been a mixed bag of things.
Yeah, he hasn't done anything.
It's true.
He
sat there waiting, looking at a website for hours, and then the next 3 days after, looking at a picture of his tickets.
He's like, I did it, guys.
So I'll get into that in a second. I started the week off watching and finishing Devilman, and
that was fast too. It only took you like 2 days.
Yeah, and if people want to check out kind of a quick review, I did one up on our Instagram account.
Mm-hmm. It was well received too.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't necessarily agree with me, but that's
me
okay.
and one guy in the comments got into a conversation.
Yeah, I saw that.
We were on the same page. But I once again, Phil didn't go in with this knowing anything. Like he just, he's just like, hey, what anime should I watch? So we're like, yeah, well, how about these ones? And he's like, oh, this one's on Netflix right now. I'm just gonna start watching it.
Which was really cool. I really liked the fact that we did have so many responses.
You should watch Cells at Work.
That's an interesting one too, but I don't know if it's Phil's style either.
But on the Instagram page, I was happy that a lot of people at least gave me suggestions or feedback, and that was really cool.
I was gonna put Boku no Pico, but that you wouldn't get that joke. So
no, he wouldn't. He would actually like not understand.
He'd like watch it and be like, I don't get the hype, guys. It's just a bunch of gay porn.
Apart from that, I've been reading.
Lame.
I've been reading a book called The Leftovers.
There's a TV show.
Does that heal like 8% of your life every turn?
No.
Pokemon reference.
joke.
So yeah, it is based. It's
I've seen. Yeah,
it's what the HBO show is based on.
Oh, okay.
I'm about halfway through that now. I'm really enjoying it. It's pretty good. I like to try to read one book every couple of months, and I just ordered some books off Amazon used, and that was one of them. And
you are far smarter than I am.
As you know, I am an audiobook guy.
Yes.
I always have my Audible subscription, and audiobooks, especially. We're in dead season of work right now, so there's like 5 hours sometimes where you don't talk to a person. And I find that I don't know. A difference it comes down to people who are seeing you, but I don't like sitting there like reading a book. It looks like I'm not interested in what's going on around me.
Yeah.
But if you just have like one headphone snuck in, which with the audiobook on,
yeah.
Even when people come up and talk to me,
you can pause it. But
not only that, it starts a conversation. They're like, "Oh, sorry, did I interrupt your music?" I was like, "No, I was actually just listening to like an audiobook." And they're like, "Oh, audiobooks," because like
I was reading 50 Shades of Grey.
A lot of like older people just don't understand audiobooks, to be honest. It's not that they don't understand it, but it wasn't a thing.
That's
right.
Correct.
So
they had audiobooks back in the day. You put a record on and you flip the pages while the.
But yeah, it's a conversation starter, and it's not like anyone's like mad. They're not like, oh, like do your job, pay attention to me. They're like, oh yeah, that's cool. And then I just put the headphone out.
Well, they could see the rest of them all and go, oh, he really can't do anything else.
Sure.
What else, Phil?
Then I've been
playing
your
big story.
No, I've been playing some Far Cry 5.
Okay.
I picked it up for $20 the other day, and been having a lot of fun with it. It's really cool. I'm almost done the first island.
Like the tutorial island?
No.
Sorry, the first, like the bottom left corner.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Once
the evangelist or whatever.
Yeah. So like I've said before, it's honestly just like a comfort food game.
Yeah.
Where I've been listening to some like podcasts, like some Joe Rogan podcasts while I play, and do some outposts, things like that.
Every time I talk to Phil, he's like, "Oh, look, do you think I should play this game next?" He shows me a picture of a game, and I'm like, "No, you should beat Ni no Kuni next."
Or Persona.
Even Meg beat Ni no Kuni the other day.
But I've been playing Ni no Kuni as well. But Ni no Kuni is more of my like unwind just before bed kind of game. Whereas Far Cry, if Christy's out, I'm just kind of I'll throw an audiobook.
Eat your spicy Doritos or your what the fuck was he eating it?
They were like the
dynamite Doritos. Yeah, he's like, eat a bag of those with the controller in your hand and go to town.
Yeah, it's not something that I'm really like super paying attention to, or I'm like, how are we going to stop the cult? I'm just like, okay, yeah, we're just going to go over here. I'm going to sneak in some bushes and shoot some people, then go and do that again. And
Get attacked by a bear, like the normal stuff.
Listen, if that's your game of the year, I'd kind of judge your taste, but
I judge you heavily, but
to each their own, right?
Yeah.
But for me, it's just it's a Far Cry game. It's the same thing I've played multiple times before, but I still have fun with.
Yeah.
And then the big news, my biggest story.
Get into your big story here.
Is Phil's gonna shave his head?
Oh my god. No, it's just me buying the My Chemical Romance tickets. Honestly, I've said it before. I don't know if I've ever said it on the podcast, but they've been my favorite band since I was in like grade 7. So I was like 12, and I'm gonna be 28 this year. And I've seen pretty much everyone from Roger Waters to Metallica, Porter Robinson, like everyone that I've ever wanted to see. And My Chemical Romance is like my number one band that I never got a chance to see. So I always told myself, next time if they ever tour, and they haven't toured in 9 years, I'm like, if they ever tour again, no matter what, I have to see them. Like, no matter what, I don't care if they're gonna play in Detroit or Boston. Like,
you're gonna go.
I will travel. So they did a reunion show in December. They played the Shrine in LA, and I thought it was just gonna be a one-off thing. I didn't really expect them to do a tour. I thought it was just gonna be kind of a reunion show just to do it. So they played it, and then they started announcing like European shows and Japan shows and New Zealand shows, and I was like, come on, like let's just get like a US tour.
One single show in Canada.
And then they finally they posted this 13-minute video called The Summoning, where it was basically all these callbacks to their older music videos and stuff. Really cool, especially for a fan, because I was like able to pick out all the different
I was
Easter
12
eggs.
when this came out. I was 13.
Yeah, it's really it's cool to me, because even like the Black Parade, for example, that came out just as I was starting high school in 2006. Like, it came out October 2006, so I'd only been in high school for like a month, and I still remember I had like a paper route, and I remember saving up my money to buy the special edition of the Black Parade.
I also bought the special edition,
like with the booklet.
Yeah,
and
that was one of my favorite albums of all time.
Yeah, dog. I didn't.
It's
buy
one of
that.
the only albums I listened to just front to back, all of it, including like the special track. And
It's like Jess. I guarantee you, Jess also probably bought it
it's true
because she likes that music.
I
but it's
remember,
not.
for instance, though, like introducing. I had 2 friends, and at this point, like I was even trying to the other day think about what music I used to listen to when I was this old.
Angst.
A lot of it was just like I would just go on like Much on Demand, and just like watch whatever videos came out. I still listen to K-pop at this point. So this was not music I was used to. So when like my 2 friends found out that like I loved this album I was listening to all the time, they both thought like
it was stupid.
yeah, they both thought I was like just like, oh, why you listen to this like emo git music, and then but then I made them listen to it, and then they both loved it after that too. They're like, oh, this is a good album.
Yeah, it's to me one of the most iconic albums like in my life, and more so probably 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge, because that came out when I really started to like get into my own style of music, like apart from the radio or things like Metallica or Iron Maiden. Like, it was one of the first bands that I felt like I discovered kind of on my own just from Much Music. And then in 2010, the same day that their last album, Danger Days, came out, Kanye released My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, which obviously that was my favorite album of the 2010s out of my top 500. And that album, like, obviously,
I couldn't even name 10 albums, let alone 500.
I can name my top from the last decade, and it's fucking random access memory.
But like My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy kind of changed everything for me, in that at that moment I was like, My Chemical Romance, favorite band, but Kanye was like my favorite rapper, my favorite artist, and it just took a shift where at that point Kanye became like my overall favorite artist, because the day that album released versus the quality of that album versus Danger Days at the time.
Me and Phil have already gotten into Danger Days a little bit. As someone who, once again, as I said, like my favorite album, or like one of my favorite albums was Black Parade anyways. So then when I heard like My Chemical Romance coming with a new album, I'm like, oh, like, you know, I became a big, like, I obviously like songs from before Black Parade, but I became a big fan when Black Parade came out. That's like when I became a big My Chemical Romance fan.
Yeah.
So when their new album came out and then they released their first single, I hated it. So I never listened to the rest of the album, and other than listening to their old music, I never listened to anything they did again.
But the thing is for me, it actually aged very well. There's a few songs on there that I don't like, but overall it aged pretty well. But watching like their tour videos, because at this point in time, I knew a couple of people who were going to see them live because they were touring with Rancid and Blink-182. And I watched some of their like performances because they did like a Killjoys live in LA thing. And it was the most lifeless thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, it's basically just like looking at Gerard's face. He's just not really showing any emotion. Like, it really looked like they just didn't give a fuck anymore. So I was like I could maybe try to make this work and go see them, but like, it's not the same. But I do regret that. I ultimately regret it. Now that they announced this US tour, I was like, I'm going to buy tickets. They announced that they were going to go on sale 2 days after that video came out. And for like the next 2 days, I was just like at work, like I'm talking to Cameron, I'm like, man, I have to get these tickets.
Yeah, I'm literally like asking him if he's watching more Made in Abyss. He's like, no, I can't. Like, I'm just thinking about the tickets. I'm like, but they don't come out for 2 days. Like, why do you have to think about it?
Like, it was the most stressful thing. And I was telling you guys this like off camera. I've tried for so many tickets in my life, and I've gotten them. Like, I've gotten Metallica tickets before. Like, I've gotten the Roger Water tickets, which are like heavily sought after. The only time I've ever not gotten tickets was for Adele, but almost everything else I've gotten tickets. So I knew it was going to be a struggle. I had one Ticketmaster account set up on my computer, one set up on my phone under data. I had one of my friends, Matt, trying on his phone, and I had my friend Dylan in Peterborough trying on his computer. All different Ticketmaster accounts. We're just going to try. So
someone's going to get them.
I was hoping. So I was really hoping for floors. I didn't end up getting floors, but I waited in the queue. There were like 2,500 people in front of me. Jesus. And then I finally get in, and for my computer, just didn't work. Mm-hmm. Just every single time I clicked on tickets, it kept saying error, error, error. And then it would refresh, and it would just show the tickets going up. And Matt, he's getting the same issue. He's not able to buy any tickets. Dylan's still in the queue. We're waiting to see what he comes up with. And then I finally get through on my phone, and I see some 300 level tickets for 107 each. And I'm like, man, I really want to get like I really want to try for floors. But then like I go to get like the 300s. They're sold out. They're back up to 300. Then I go to buy like another set, $300, and then I finally find another pair for like the 107 again. I'm like, fuck it. I just go and buy it.
How many tickets did you need to buy?
I bought 2.
Oh, okay. So your friends are fucked.
Well, no, they weren't even like going after like the Dylan.
Oh, they were just trying to get it for you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice of them.
Yeah, because like my friend Dylan,
I thought you had to buy like 5 tickets, and then you only got 2.
No,
He'd
be screwed.
Yikes!
Like my
I
friend.
forgot to tell you though, Phil. I did get floors though.
Oh, perfect. But my friend Dylan,
only $2,000.
he's the guy that anytime that I've ever really wanted to get tickets for something, we go to a lot of concerts together.
Yeah.
If I'm not able to get tickets, he always does. Like,
Aww.
he has like kind of a strategy with it. So I like messaged him a few days in advance, and he doesn't like My Chemical Romance at all. And I was like, hey man, can you just like do me a huge favor? Like, because he knows that they're like my favorite band. I'm like, yo, can you just try?
Can you try for me, bud?
He's like, yeah, for sure. So
and he failed. Now he's dead to us.
So I was able to secure
Yikes.
tickets, and then I just noticed like the ticket prices just going up like crazy. And then I saw that they sold out Toronto completely. Then I saw that they sold out Boston, then Detroit, and then the entire tour. They sold out 228,000 tickets, 228,000 tickets in 6 hours on
Good for them.
All their tour dates.
Nice.
Which is insane.
Think of all the scalpers, Phil.
The scalpers are crazy. Like the tickets that I bought for the 107 each are going for $583 now.
Good for them.
You should sell them. That's good. That's good.
Yeah. Do you really need to go see My Chemical Romance?
Listen,
You can make like $500 a ticket.
I would not sell the tickets for anything. Like I thought about selling them to buy sculpted floor tickets, but the floor tickets are now $1,000.
Yeah, that's
but if you sell yours for $500 each,
Sure.
you're only $500 a ticket.
That's not even that bad.
Yeah. I'm not like the thing is it sucks because I have the mentality. I'm like, man, I don't even care. Whatever it takes, I'm going to this. Like if I had to buy a ticket for $250, I would have bought the ticket for $250. And luckily, like I'm thankful for Christy because basically this year I told her I'm not going to any concerts unless 4 bands or artists tour, which never tour.
Yeah.
And
One of them was them.
I can name all 4 of them now, I think.
Okay.
So My Chemical Romance, obviously.
No.
Kid Cudi, Rage Against the Machine, and I got this last one. We talked about it earlier. The hell is their name? Was it Avenged Sevenfold? No. It was something close. We remember System of a Down.
Yes.
Okay, those were the 4.
Why are you looking at me?
Because we talked about this earlier. He's played the song Chop Suey.
Oh.
Like, dude.
Yeah.
And the fucked up thing is My Chemical Romance hasn't toured in 9 years. Rage hasn't toured since like 2007.
Yeah.
Both them are touring, and now System apparently is going to announce a tour on Monday, and they haven't came to Toronto in 10 years.
Yeah. So you're going to have an expensive year.
So it's like a 1 year. I'm like, I'm taking time
Phil
off.
can predict the future. He knew those 4 would
Maybe
to tour, and he
Tricky-
just picked those
tricky
4.
Bastard.
Tricky
See,
Phil.
I would have went to go see MCR with him, but it's exactly 2 weeks before my wedding, and I was like, I feel like I'm gonna be so busy.
You'll be busy.
Yeah, so I was like, I don't know. As much that's like, there's very few people I'd actually see in concert. Most of my music is, I don't know, pretty
Weeby
simple
as shit.
taste.
No,
Not just weeby, yeah. Like I mean, obviously, if there was like Big Bang coming to Toronto and they're playing all their old songs, that would be dope. But like, it's never gonna happen.
I told Phil earlier it would literally be Daft Punk and Swedish House Mafia.
I've always wanted to see Ed Sheeran because Ed Sheeran's one of my favorite artists. But Ed Sheeran tickets are so expensive.
But they're only expensive if you buy resale.
Are they?
Yeah, you got to be better.
Yeah, but I imagine how many people would be grabbing for those Ed Sheeran tickets though?
Dog,
Every woman in the United States.
The resale market is crazy. But next time he tours, like, dude, I'll go on the on sale date and
He'll get
I'll
his
probably, I'll get face
The other
value.
people I'd see, like Sam Smith, and you saw Sam Smith.
I have seen Sam Smith.
Obviously Louis Capaldi. These
Shawn
days.
Mendes?
No, I wouldn't see Shawn Mendes. I could just go watch his old YouTube
Ariana
videos.
Grande.
No, I think she puts on quite the show.
Yeah, I would see Ariana
I
Grande.
would not.
But yeah, I'm not gonna go pay to see her. But
Britney Spears.
Jonas Brothers. That'd be pretty balling.
I'd almost go to
Do you remember Dev once saw Jonas Brothers for free, and he was like, I don't know, I saw some losers at the, because like he was like volunteering or something. It was at like Much in Toronto, and then he was just complaining about like these like 3 losers performing. And then I thought it was the Jonas. I was like, man, that's dope. He's like, no.
He's like, I don't even know who they are.
Yeah, it's Devin. That's true. So he hated everything back in those days.
Still does.
Still does. But yeah, I guess fun week
Yeah.
with the My Chemical
We'll
Romance
be
stuff.
excited for next week.
Yeah.
I'm excited because on I think February 16th I start a vacation.
Ooh.
It's like 12 days or something.
Nice.
So that'll be fun. That'll give lots of time. Podcast every single day.
No.
That'd be perfect.
That'd be great. It'll be a good
What did
time.
you do
though.
today? Oh, I had lunch.
So before we're done, we'll do a quick talk about Game Swap. You don't need to pick a game or anything right now. But February is going to be our first month of doing Game Swap. It's pretty simple, as in like a triangle kind of thing. For example, I will give Phil a game.
Phil will give me, and I give you a game.
Yeah, it's not. It's a game that we either have to own and provide to the other person, or they have to own or have access to via Game Pass,
Okay.
PlayStation Plus, something they have or they're subscribed to, kind of thing.
Okay.
And a lot of it's just like I'm not going to try and give Phil a game. I'm like, yeah, Phil's going to hate this game, stupid idiot. It's going to be like a
Here's
game
a
where
dating
I'm like,
sim.
I think Phil missed out by never playing this game because it wasn't something he's into.
One thing that I'm just going to veto before, I'm not playing Honey Pop.
You're missing out, but that's
You're missing out,
fine.
bud.
I wasn't going to give you Honey Pop, but you're missing
You
out.
could gift it on Steam.
That's true. You can just log in.
Make
with
him
my
play
Steam
Hayato
account.
Boyfriend. The dating sim where you have to play a bird.
Listen, Honey Pop was fantastic. That was groundbreaking.
I'm sure it was.
But no, it's more like for instance, turn-based RPGs. It's something that you've never liked, so you never played. But as you kind of got like your first big experience with Dragon Quest, it turned out you liked that game because the rest of it was really good, and it kind of makes up for it. Like there's just a lot of opportunities that maybe I think you've missed. So I could be like, hey, I have a game for that. One of the big ones is I do want you to play Eternal Sonata, but I want you to play that one with me though, since it's multiplayer.
I think that would be the best.
Yeah, and apparently
way
I
to
own
go
it,
about
as
it.
we found out the one day.
Yes, you do.
But yeah, so
Yeah.
that's going to be a February kind of goal. We'll
Okay.
probably talk about it between the next week, and maybe next week we'll announce the games we're going to do for the game
Or
swap.
bring them,
Or bring them, yeah.
and then we could do it on camera.
That's true. Just a little, like all at the same time game swap.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I'm going to shorten this this outro a little bit. Normally we go on for hours about all the places. I'm going to have a lot of the places on screen. Basically just our Instagram.
Wow.
If you're watching this, you already know our YouTube because you're watching it on YouTube. It's
true.
But then you
And
can
if
also,
you're listening to this, you know it's on one of two places.
yeah, it's always either on Podbean, which I don't think most people are listening to on Podbean, or on Spotify, which is the big one that I assume if you're listening to this, you're listening to it on Spotify.
That is true.
And then, of course, always follow our Instagram.
We're funny sometimes.
Yeah, but the post quality is going up, and we do at least one a day, sometimes two.
Yeah, and we're trying to interact as much with the audience as possible. It's been great.
Yeah, all of our last posts have all had comments on them, which I love, because then either sometimes I feel like we're gonna accidentally double respond to a comment, because like Phil will respond to it, or we've gotten a lot of direct messages being like, "Hey man, like, can you check out my channel?" And I'm like, "Yeah, of course, sure." So we'll go on people's channels and watch their videos and send them a message, letting them know, and they're like, "Hey, yeah, we watched your video too. It's like, good job. It's like, you guys are doing well."
Yay!
It's fun stuff.
We're just on the cusp of 200 followers, which is crazy because we were stuck at like 70 for quite a while.
Yeah, for a long time.
Good job, Phil.
But it's fun though too, because like for instance, I post a picture of like Final Fantasy 10-2 in the remaster the other day, and then we got like 10 subscribers that are named like Kupo guy, and like like it's just like
Sephiroth's my babe.
Final Fantasy 10 fan. Like you just get like all that kind of stuff, or like I posted like an anime picture the other day. Of,
the art.
Yeah, because I love that art so much.
It's good. It's nice.
But I posted that, and then you just get like a lot of like Naruto guy 76.
Good for Naruto
like,
guy 76.
You just get like a lot of, and it's nice because then the different posts you do, it opens up different fans.
That
different
gate
people
opens
like that.
up, bud.
It's cool. That's why I wanted him to do a music post at some point, because it might not be everyone who's listening to this probably isn't the biggest fan of music. It's probably not their number one thing, but I mean, someone
people
out there
do like music.
Someone out there might,
Yeah,
and then they might be like, "Hey, yeah, maybe I'll go listen to this podcast now. It's got this one guy who knows music." So
yeah, and then one guy who knows fuck all.
I don't know. Yeah, so keep an eye out. We're probably going to come out with the actual audio version first. So if you're listening to this, go check out our YouTube. At least one clip from this episode is going to be on there pretty soon.
Yeah.
And then we're also going to have a clip of our Final Fantasy VII trailer reaction on there.
Wow.
On the IGTV.
On the IGTV. Because that can be how long? It can be like an hour or something?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine.
Oh, cool.
We'll put it up on both, but
we'll see how it goes.
Put it up on everything, just to be sure. This next episode's going to be coming to Apple, too. I'm just kidding. It never will be.
But we love Apple.
We love them. They're actually our favorite products. We all have iPhones. And we're using a MacBook right now to record this. So I guess, once again, guys, I'm Cam.
I'm Phil.
And I'm Andrew.
And thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And have a good night, guys.
See you guys.
Hey, guys. Thanks for watching. If you want to see any of our previous content, like our last episode or any other episode from any of the seasons, it's just right there for you on the left side. And be sure to subscribe if you'd be so kind. It is right there. Thanks, guys.